The 76ers dealing with major injury issues for both of their stars. First, the team announces on Saturday that Ben Simmons is going to undergo arthroscopic surgery on his left knee, and he is likely to miss the rest of the season. Then this happens to Joel Embiid last night. You sort of look at his foot there against the stanchion. It's slightly blocked out by the graphic, but he turned his ankle in the first quarter. He played 6 minutes last night and did not return. We'll see what that is. Malika Andrews has been in the bubble for us, and outstanding. Jalen Rose is here with perspective. Malika, I will start with you. What are the Sixers saying about where they go from here with both of their superstars momentarily down?
Well, they're still hoping that for Joel Embiid, it's going to be something short-term rather than what Ben Simmons is facing, which is definitely long-term. But, Greeny, Brett Brown has this saying. He says it's all about how the plane lands on April 14th. Well, now April 14th is August 17th. And what he's saying is it is all about how we are playing and how healthy we are when we get to the playoffs. So in the terms of how healthy they are, they're in a little bit of trouble here. Brett Brown is saying, look, we need to rely more on Al Horford. He knows he needs to emerge and step up for us if we are going to have a chance to make a run in these playoffs. And also, they're looking for their guards. They're looking for Alec Burks. They're looking for guys like that to continue to step up like they did against the Blazers, even though Damian Lillard went off for 51 points. That is what they are going to need to have even a chance to continue to push forward. And they know that. They know the uphill battle that they have to face here.
And so, Jalen, this is something that we have been talking about from the moment we launched this show and before that, the process. As we look at this thing coming to what appears to be potentially a screeching halt in the bubble. I know you've never been a huge fan of the combination of Embiid and Simmons. In your opinion, is it time now to break them up?
It's time to consider it, Greeny. Just think about it like this. This time last year, Damian Lillard in the playoffs shot down the Oklahoma City Thunder, broke their team up to the point where Paul George is now with the Clippers and Russell Westbrook is now with the Houston Rockets. Did you see what the Oklahoma City Thunder got for Paul George when they traded him to the Clippers? They got so many first-round picks. And, of course, you don't want to just give up on young superstar in Joel Embiid when healthy and Ben Simmons, an all-NBA performer. But those two players are your best value play. And, of course, if you surround those guys with 13 versions of J.J. Redick, they'll be able to knock down shots. But in a salary cap era, where both of those guys are still under max contracts, Tobias Harris has a $180 million contract. Al Horford has a $100 million contract. The only way you're going to be able to get some maximum change in your roster is to move one of your best guys. All four of those players are still under contract for the next couple of seasons. This is the team. And I appreciate Malika's professionalism and going deeper into the box score and telling me all of the great things Shake Milton could do and some of the great things role players could do. The best thing they could do is be in the East. Because if they were not in the Eastern Conference, they did not play up to expectations. They wouldn't be in the playoffs, first off. Second, without Joel and Embiid, I don't care what plane Brett Brown is flying. They'll get eliminated in the first round.
That's very well put. Meantime, one more thing from the two of you while I have you here, and that involves my Twitter poll this morning, which turned out not to be quite as compelling amongst everyone who voted in it as I expected it to be. So these four players are all 21 or younger. Of the four of them, Zion, Luka, Trae Young, Ja Morant, again, 21 or younger. Jalen Rose, and you can cast your vote on ESPN Greeny on Twitter. Jalen Rose, if you're picking one of those four guys to start your franchise with, which one are you taking?
First off, you want to go with shooting. So that leaves Luka and Trae Young. Then you want to go with height. Luka's taller than Trae Young and Ja Morant. Shoots way better than Zion, and he breaks down the floor and makes everyone around him better. The clear answer is the guy that has given us 30-plus points in his last couple of games. One of those games gave us over 20 boards. The most recent game, 19 assists. That's Luka Doncic, who's basically led this Mavs team to a playoff spot. All of those other guys have amazing promise. Shout to Ja Morant for leading his team in points and in assists, and I believe they would have made the playoffs had Jaren Jackson Jr. got hurt. They need to give Trae Young some help down in Atlanta, but he's shown that he has superstar potential and unlimited range. And Zion Greeny, I hate to remind you of something, but the Pelicans didn't make the playoffs.
Yes, I'm well aware.
When the Pelicans don't make the playoffs, Jalen gets a Taylor suit from one Michael Greenberg. And I see you got a new show coming out. Congratulations at 12 noon. So Having 2 shows shouldn't be no problem buying one man a suit.
Okay, so I was wondering if it would be too big a man to bring that up the day that it happened. Obviously not. So we will talk about that. But in the interest of the time that I have remaining here, Malika, I was so proud of this question when I put it on Twitter, and then it's a runaway. Like over 80% of the people voting for Luka. What kinds of conversations are you hearing amongst the people down there in the bubble?
Greeny, I posed this exact question when I knew it was coming up on the show to a couple of folks around the league, and I'm sorry to say that they also did not believe that it was in any way a tough question. Luka Doncic finished in the GM poll at the beginning of the season as one of the 3 players that folks wanted to build around, that GMs wanted to build around. Only one of those players on that list, while all of them are talented, is going to finish top 5 in MVP voting. That is Luka Doncic. And so you will not find a GM who wouldn't want to build a franchise around him.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.